Welcome, viewers, to the Preaching Humanist with David Oliverio. That is I. Got my two buddies here with me today, Andrew Rogers and Eric Bunch. So I want to explain what we got going here today. This is going to be the intro episode of my new show format. As you can see, the equipment looks a little bit different. And yes, I'm finally wearing headphones, guys. I'm finally advancing. Let me explain to my viewers this new format that I'm going to do with my co-host. So basically, I'm going to give a message like I've done now for, I guess, 3 years or so, about atheist activism. And then I had an idea, 2 or 3 months ago. Now, back 30 years ago, I would have thought, the Lord spoke to me and gave me this idea. So now I just had an epiphany, right? And I want to do something called the Atheist Roundtable. So after a message, I've got my co-host here, and we're going to start what I call the Atheist Roundtable. I'll be the moderator, and I'll let my co-host do most of the talking, because I do a lot of talking when I do public speaking and when I do my episodes. So basically, that's what we're going to do. We're going to start a whole new format on the Preaching Humanist show, featuring the Atheist Roundtable. So let me introduce to you, viewers, my co-hosts. First of all, this is Andrew Rogers. He looks familiar to you because Andrew has been on my show before. Andrew's been with me in activism for, 3-4 years or so?
Yeah, a little over 3 years, I think.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell a little brief story on how we met, and then I'm going to let you explain a little bit about yourself, give a little bio. About 3 or 4 years ago, I was at the Atheist Community of Austin meetup group. We meet at a little coffee shop. And I noticed Andrew sitting at the end of the table, and he was passing out flyers. And I saw this passion in his eyes and in his voice, which reminded me of somebody, me. And I've always been looking for people that share my passion of atheist activism, getting out there, make changes in the world. So I saw Andrew passing out flyers, talking to fellow atheists around this table, and I knew I had to talk to this guy. So after the meetup, I grabbed him out in the hall, introduced myself, gave him my business card, and the rest is history. So we kind of clicked. We have the same passion of activism, and we've gone into churches, Sunday school classes, the Ask an Atheist, just a lot of different things together the last 3 or 4 years. So Andrew, go ahead and just give the viewers a brief little bio of yourself and tell my viewers about yourself.
Yeah, sure. I'm 48 years old. Father of 2, and I've lived in Austin on and off several times since about 2001. And I started out Baptist as a child and then became a Seventh-day Adventist when I was about 13 and became an atheist when I was about 21. And I didn't really engage in much in the way of atheist activism. I wasn't necessarily a closeted atheist. But I would bring it up with people. I enjoyed talking about it, with the people I socialized with and having those discussions. I always found them interesting. But, in recent years, I've definitely, like David, I've definitely had a more passion for atheist activism. I've been able to recognize more of the importance of it, and so that's why I'm here.
Cool.
Yeah. Did I leave anything important out?
I think you covered it. We're going to have lots of opportunities.
Well, I do want to make an objection before we even start here. Fine. This table is not round. I don't know.
Change the name to the rectangular.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Rectangular table.
I don't know, but
we can bring a saw over here.
I think I'll be able to live with that. I don't know. They might attack our credibility. Hey, you guys, the very name is a lie.
Yeah, well, it's possible. They look for every opportunity.
Right, they do.
Discredit. So let me introduce you to Eric Bunch. Probably, I don't know, Eric, 6 months ago or so?
Something like that.
So Christine and I were at a secular meetup It's Oasis, really nice place for secular people to meet. And Eric approached me, never met him before. And first thing he asked me, I don't know how you found out about my activism, because I don't think you heard me speak there.
I didn't know. It was just, you were the first person that I came up to talk to that day there. That was my first day there. Yeah. And, I just, wanted to let somebody know that I was wanting to be more active in this, and you turned out to be really active in it.
Wow. I wasn't aware of that. So we started talking. So to be honest with you, Eric, I was a little bit skeptical at first, because I've been looking for people like Andrew and myself for a number of years who share the same passion I have of getting out there and really coming against the root of evil, right? That's what we're going to talk about. So I was a little skeptical, and I asked Eric to come and meet me for coffee at Starbucks. And so I started asking him questions. And sure enough, once you started telling me about what you want to do and your desire for activism, I knew right off, wow, I found someone else who was a little older because of my age. You're closer to my age.
Not as old as you, but older.
No, you're not as old as me, but you're catching me. You're catching me. So Eric shares the same passion as Andrew and I do, and we've got a few other people here too. In fact, a lot of people here at the ACA all share the same passion for activism. We all just have diversity, and that's what I've looked for, people of diversity, not only me giving messages, but other people to bring different perspectives to my messages and so forth. So, Eric, let's talk about you. Tell us about yourself and your background.
50-year-old, married, got a couple of kids, several grandkids, a couple of stepkids, a beautiful wife who lets me come do this and doesn't give me a hard time about spending time doing it. So that's awesome. I came up in not a super religious family, but we were Southern Baptist, going to church, hearing the fire and brimstone and the whole thing, going to hell for every little thing you do, and all those things. And even from a small, from when I was a young kid, I, myself really questioned that. I never brought it up to my family, but it just never rang true to me. And as I got older, reading, just various books, a lot of science fiction stuff, which really helped me also question, but, I just came to the conclusion that it was all a fantasy. It's just a way, as far as I'm concerned anyway, I believe it's a way for men to try to control other men and women. And that's my belief, is that, so much of this is wrapped up in controlling people, and making people fearful. And I really didn't I did not come out as an atheist and really start, telling people that I was an atheist until just several years ago, because I too was fearful of what that was going to mean to my family and even my job, or, just people in general, society in general, because everything's so wrapped up in this country and Christianity and church and all those things. But I finally, the catalyst that made me decide really to start to no longer, hide it, was that a lot of the things that I see in our society where religion is, they're trying to use religion to control our things within our political system and putting it into our public schools and all that stuff. And that is something that I decided, I just can't sit back and not say something about that, because it's wrong on every level. So that's what brought me to this point, to where I feel absolutely comfortable saying it and then doing things, not just saying it, but getting out there and telling other people and hopefully helping other people understand why we need to do this. And it's dangerous, how dangerous religion is on such a big level.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's the premise, what you just said, of our show. And I'm going to be speaking a message. I would say it's the premise message of our whole new format here. And I talked to you about the quote I'll be using about striking the root rather than just attacking or the branches of evil. We want to get to the root cause of it. So I think that's going to do it. So I just wanted to give a kind of an intro episode to the viewers. So thanks a lot for watching the Preaching Humanist with David Oliverio, Andrew, and Eric. We're going to come back with our first Atheist Roundtable, and we'll get going on this. And guys, I'm so glad that you're aboard with me.
It's going to be fun.
I'm definitely looking forward to all of the Oh, you guys know me. I could talk for hours about various different topics related to this. So I'm looking forward to all the ground we can cover with the Atheist Roundtable.
Well, Andrew's the Socratic method type guy of the bunch. That's what I've always looked for. Yeah, I would say so. Right. I mean, you like to get into a longer discussion. Like the other day, we were up in Georgetown. Do you remember our discussion with that Christian who was going on and on and on, deep philosophical arguments for the existence of God? I'm the impatient guy, right? Mm-hmm. And Andrew was a little more patient with him. So I like that we're all different. We all have our different personalities. Yeah. And I want diversity. It's not just about me. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about the whole movement, right? Right. And all of us can contribute. So, all right. So thanks a lot for watching the Preaching Humanist. Stay tuned for next episode. Have a wonderful day.